on snap.
Oh, he's open. There he is.
Has one across the middle.
Yep.
Pass is caught.
And there's a big swing by Huey. Blaine, stop that ball from coming over
I
here.
didn't
What's
see it
wrong
coming
with you?
back behind.
Dylan Kennedy checks in for the Jackets. What a putback alley-oop from Green to Schultz.
Working it inside like Coach Brookshire says. But Bernie with the rebound.
Steal.
And steals it. Yes, it is! It's
Who's running the last leg? That could be goal. And a goal. And a goal. Yeah, it's over.
In the third. Brings another one. There's another ground ball to shortstop, fielded by Herber, who fires it over to first base for out number 3.
Oh, she got a hold of that one.
Maybe gone by.
That one is gone. There you go.
Wow. What a hit.
It didn't take her long.
No.
It did.
Juan Galarza.
Welcome to another Billies.Live production. Find us on your favorite social sites and apps. Like, subscribe, and get notified when we go live.
Welcome on in here, Billy Nation. Woo! Can you tell it's football season in the Hill Country? J.D. Rose alongside the head coach of the Fredericksburg Battling Billy football team, Coach Bill Wilder. Yes, it's Wilder at West End. We're going to talk some Battling Billy football here in just a little bit. Coach, you ready to fire off the show on all cylinders tonight?
Absolutely. It's been a while, so it's nice to be back, and it's definitely football season, so let's get rolling with it.
Let's do it. We'll be back right after these.
Hey, Billy fans, check out this lineup. Pizza, appetizers, pasta, salad, sandwiches, and full bar.
Vogel Tractors, high-quality tractors, construction machines, and utility vehicles, new and used equipment and attachments from Rhino, Armstrong Ag, Industrious America, and more. Vogel Tractors specializes in 20 to 150 horsepower tractors, as well as skid steers, excavators, and more. All machines field-tested, shop-inspected, and serviced to exceed expectations. Online at vogeltractors.com or give us a call, 830-644-1400.
American Muffler and Brake is trusted by folks throughout Fredericksburg and the Texas Hill Country for general vehicle repair, muffler and brake repair, shocks and struts, alignments, air conditioning, tune-ups, starters, alternators, all general repair on vehicles. Heath Bratcher and his staff are dedicated, honest, and dependable. American Muffler and Brake, 1230 Highway 16 South in Fredericksburg. Call 830-990-8757. For a family-operated, community-focused business that supports all men and women in the United States military and first responders, think Touchwell Service. For all your well repairs and service after drilling, think Touchwell Service. For water pump installation in windmill, solar pump, jet, submersible pump, and pressure tank service, think Touchwell Service. They've been serving Fredericksburg and the Texas Hill Country since 2002. Call 830-997-2413. License number 4502-KLP.
Friendship Insurance is Fredericksburg's hometown agency for all your auto, property, and business insurance. Committed to our customers and community, Friendship Insurance represents a number of different carriers to provide great coverage at a competitive price. Give us a call at 830-997-6820 or visit us online at friendship-insurance.com. Friendship Insurance, stepping out to serve you.
All right, we are back. Wilder at West End Pizza, 207 East San Antonio Street, Fredericksburg. Pizza, pasta, soup, sandwiches, salads, dessert. They got it going on right here. We got a lot of folks enjoying some pizza as we speak. Let's talk a little Battling Billy football now. Pre-district, a tough schedule. It wasn't an easy schedule. 0-5, probably not the start you wanted, but you take what you can out of it, make the improvements you can, and
when pre-district is supposed to make you better, it's supposed to prepare you for district when it all counts. And
that's right.
100%. I would love to win every single game. That's what you strive to do. That's what you go to work every day to do. That's what you push the kids to do, is to be successful and win every game. But
but you put together a tough schedule, though.
It's a tough schedule.
Sometimes I guess those things can be a blessing and a curse, right?
It can be.
Because when you lose some of those games, and there were some close ones too, but keeping the morale up is
the first couple of games, you come within 2 points, you come within a point, and then you end up losing by, I think it was 10, and then you lose by 9 or something like that, and you got a lot of young guys, and even though you got some returners, you got guys playing different positions than they played last year. I know we had 2 guys that started for us at safeties last year, and just because of the way things changed within our team, now they're both starting running back and playing receivers. So things change. Kids have to learn. Right at this stage, we've got about 7 sophomores that are playing on varsity, and so there's a lot of youth and really good football teams, and just trying to sort ourselves out. And then about 3 games into it, playing a tough schedule, then the injury bug starts.
That's what I was going to say. So injuries to some key players too.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, I mean our starting quarterback, he went down, and we're hoping that he's definitely getting him back and improving. So, hoping that he will be completely healed up here in the next few weeks and be able to get him back out. And, our tailback, we lost him, and it looks like it's, I think last week we said another 4 weeks in a boot. It was a ligament in his foot. And then we also lost one of our key receivers to a meniscus tear in his knee, which he needed to get repaired. So, those were 3. And then along the way, I don't think I've ever had a season where maybe we weren't losing guys, but everybody, it seemed like, was sick. I mean, it was just tough to get everybody healthy, everybody well, and everybody through an entire week of practice ready to play. So
I'm sure you welcome that bye week with open arms.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really love bye weeks, but this week we needed a bye week. We needed a bye week mentally, and we needed a bye week physically to kind of get people healed up and get our legs back up under us. And like I said, we've got guys having to fill these positions in. So,
who are some of the players that have stepped up for you, Coach?
Oh man, golly, tons of guys. I mean, we had Luke Harker-Rhodes stepped up at the tailback position, and then Brooks Himmel stepped up at the quarterback position, and then we've had a variety of different guys. Santi Villa and some other guys have stepped up out at that receiver position specifically, and then across, I've been impressed with our offensive line. There's a young man that had never played offensive line before, and he moved into that spot just because it was a necessity. We needed linemen, and we've had a couple of seniors that have kind of helped to gel that. There's 3 seniors still playing on the offensive line from last year, so they've kind of taken these younger guys and gotten them to start to gel. And defensively, we had 2. We lost our entire front 6 from last year, so we got 2 new defensive ends, 4 new defensive tackles, 2 new linebackers. Our outside linebacker, our Sam position, Bowers, he's a returner. And then a new sophomore playing safety. So we've had, kids stepping up all over the field, and not only just stepping up at their position, but having to move positions to fill the need. I mean, it's you always have to have a next man up mentality.
A heartbeat away from going in, as they say.
When you're sitting there watching, sometimes you're watching the guy that's in the starting spot get the reps. You're like, oh, man, I wish I was getting more reps. And you're always telling that kid, I know that you may not be getting all the reps, but you've got to be getting those mental reps because, bam, it changes in a heartbeat. So kids have got to be really disciplined and focused that they can step into that role and be a starter at the drop of a hat. I mean, it happens constantly.
And it's happened recently.
It's happened a lot. It's happened way too much. I'd like to for it not to happen anymore this year.
Yeah, so the Billies a young team. Fair to say that? Young,
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
And, just getting things ready.
Young team, young staff.
Good, tough schedule to get them prepared for the new season, which is district. And district starts this Friday. Got a home game against San Antonio Memorial. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit. What about any adjustments in practice coming off the pre-district games? Anything different that y'all are doing in practice, or anything you're trying, or anything like that, or is it pretty much the same?
I'm a big believer in routine. I'm a big believer in routine that you don't do things extraordinarily. You do the ordinary extra well. You don't have to do. So when we got to the off week, we kind of gave them an extra day off, from the weekend. Still practiced instead of going Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we went Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We kept our schedule the same, but within the schedule, we altered what we were doing and really kind of took the focus off of focusing on an opponent and tried to focus on ourselves, tried to focus on doing the things that we do offensively, defensively, and special teams, getting better at doing the things that we do, trying to get better at those. And that's what we did a lot of ones-on-ones competition, and just putting guys in those competitive environments and, getting after each other and getting better at being the battling Billies.
Absolutely. Now, are you still struggling with the staffing shortage like last year? I mean,
Nothing
you were
like
driving
last
the
year.
bus. Y'all were pretty short staffed last year.
Oh man, we were race.
Is it
we've
better?
We've been very blessed this year. We've had, we hired a few guys from the outside on the offensive side of the ball, and we hired one coach on the defensive side of the ball that came from outside of Fredericksburg. And then at the middle school, which was a big part of our understaffing last year, we were able to hire a couple of more positions down there, so fill that staff out. I hired a new offensive coordinator. So on the defensive side, we're all pretty much the same, and even the coach that we hired used to be here. Coach Silva, he was here before I got here, and then he left and went away, so he's familiar with things, and he's been a defensive tackles coach before, so he's kind of assimilated real well in. But on the offensive side, when you have a new coordinator, Coach White was the only returning offensive coach. So you're teaching an entire different system, way of doing things with new coaches, and so we're up to par as far as our numbers go, but we're still young as far as our experience goes, but we're definitely making headway on a daily basis. So very proud of those guys.
Were you going to be doing the Billy Players of the Week again? Coming into the next show?
So I've kind of, I guess sometimes I might have been front running a little bit just because I haven't been focused on the Billy Players. Those wins have kind of distracted me, but I'm going to get back on board with it this week going into district of, picking our offensive, defensive, and special teams and sub-varsity players of the week. I don't like losing, and it kind of distracts me from some of the other things that I need to be getting done. So I haven't been real good about it, but I'm going to pick it back up.
But now, new season.
It's all over.
We've talked about it. We can put it to bed now.
That's it.
And we're going to talk about the new district season coming up right after these. We'll be right back.
Sounds good.
West End Pizza. Ow!
Hey, Billy fans, check out this lineup. Pizza, appetizers, pasta, salad, sandwiches, and full pie.
Vogel Tractors, specializing in low-hour, high-quality ag equipment. Area farmers and recreational landowners put their confidence in Van and Jamie, knowing their tractors, loaders, and farm implements will exceed expectations. All equipment is well-serviced and field-tested, and if new is what you need, Vogel Tractors is your Rhino Ag equipment dealer in the Hill Country. Warranties, financing, and delivery is available locally or nationwide. Vogel Tractors, located on Highway 290 between Fredericksburg and Stonewall.
American Muffler and Brake is trusted by folks throughout Fredericksburg and the Texas Hill Country for general vehicle repair, muffler and brake repair, shocks and struts, alignments, air conditioning, tune-ups, starters, alternators, all general repair on vehicles. Heath Bratcher and his staff are dedicated, honest, and dependable. American Muffler and Brake, 1230 Highway 16 South in Fredericksburg. Call 830-990-8757. For a family-operated, community-focused business that supports all men and women in the United States military and first responders, think Toch Well Service. For all your well repairs and service after drilling, think Toch Well Service. For water pump installation in windmill, solar pump, jet, submersible pump, and pressure tank service, think Toch Well Service. They've been serving Fredericksburg and the Texas Hill Country since 2002. Call 830-997-2413. License number 4502-KLP.
Friendship Insurance is Fredericksburg's hometown agency for all your auto, property, and business insurance. Committed to our customers and community, Friendship Insurance represents a number of different carriers to provide great coverage at a competitive price. Give us a call at 830-997-6820 or visit us online at friendship-insurance.com. Friendship Insurance, stepping out to serve you.
And we're back. Wilder at West End Pizza, 207 East San Antonio Street, Fredericksburg. J.D. Rose along with Coach Bill Wilder, head coach of the Fredericksburg Battling Billy football team. It's a new season. This Friday night against San Antonio Memorial, get to kick off the district season at home, so that's always good news. Rob Harris, I believe, had a question. He was wondering how you prepared this week for San Antonio Memorial.
Yeah, preparation.
Right?
You know, I'll talk a little bit about just what they do, and then we can talk about preparation. You know, San Antonio Memorial, they're an option-style offense. And so, you know, they're going to be a double-slot offense most of the time with a shotgun quarterback and a pistol back behind him. And, you know, they're going to run the option. They're going to run midline option. They're going to run a lead option. They're going to run an ISO option. They're going to play action pass off of that. Lots of motion, and so when you're playing option teams, you have to prepare by talking a lot about it's assignment football. Okay, so everybody's got a responsibility, and depending on what happens to me, so like if they run midline, you know, you got to rep it, and our scout teams have got to do a great job of it, that when they run midline, they're not going to block the defensive tackle to the read side. If that defensive tackle, he's going to slide down, he's got to take the dive. Quarterback's going to read him. If he slides down and takes a dive, quarterback has got a lead back on the linebacker, and he's going to try to hit the gap behind the linebacker, and they've still got the option to pitch off the edge. So, you know, you've got a guy assigned to the pitch, you've got a guy assigned to the quarterback, you've got a guy assigned to the dive, and then you've got another one that's just kind of like, I tell him, you know, you're threat to threat to threat. So you're working inside out, dive, quarterback, pitch. So a lot of preparation for us on defense is assignment-style football, and then not falling asleep because of the play-action pass possibilities that they have off of all this.
How'd the scout team do
you know, I was real proud of them today. Those
do
guys,
all right?
you know, it's if you played the game of football in high school, you're going to serve some time on the scout team somewhere. And if they could understand how important it was to the entire program, and not only to that, but to themselves, because you're taking JV guys 9 times out of 10, and sometimes we go varsity on varsity too, but you know, giving them a chance to compete with the varsity guys, which makes them better. And
of course, giving the varsity the looks they need.
Exactly, and it really makes better football players, you know, and our guys did a great job of that. And then on the flip side, defensively, they're an odd front, and they do some different things in the secondary that we haven't really seen this year, moving some people around. You know, the single receiver side, they're going to bracket, they're going to play man low and one high safety over the top. They're going to play their corner inverted just a little bit, and they're going to bring pressure off the edges from time to time. So, and their front guys are going to be moving. You know, they'll play like what we call 44 heads, or they'll slide and play a 54. They'll slant and move. So, again, our preparation is really about trying to simulate that stuff in practice, and then spending our time over the weekend saying, okay, what's our best looks against what we're expecting them based on all the scouting that we've done. What's our best options versus this? You know, because you want to stay within your set of plays, your way of doing things. and then tweak it a little bit so that maybe we're doing the exact same thing, but we're doing it from a different look. So execution is, big part of our plan this week, as always. And just being able to execute and go out and be confident and be very physical. That's another big deal.
How you feeling about special teams?
Special teams have been great. I mean, I've really been excited about some of the things we've done on special teams. Kicks, Charles Ryan and Santivilla, Charles has been our primary kicker. He's done an excellent job. We've moved him around on the field trying to give him an opportunity to put the ball deeper. So he's consistently down around the 5 and as the year goes on, hopefully we can start pushing it into the end zone consistently. But where he's putting the ball, pushing it over to his side, kind of collapsing the field for our coverage, has been a great job. And we've had some really good downfield tackling. Punt team has been tremendous this year, putting the ball, keeping it out of play, covering down, and so it's all about execution, snaps. We've had some great returns on our kick returns. So field goals, extra point, all those things have been good. So,
feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, I really am. I've been proud of those kids. Special teams is one of those deals. You don't have as many plays, so they count a whole lot, and they can kind of flip the field and make things change in a hurry. So our kids done a great job on that.
All right, awesome. Well, I've got to ask how Mama Wilder is. I know she's out there. And does she have a question for you?
She does.
Today?
Off week being this weekend, I actually had a chance to run up to Denton and see him this Saturday. So her question was, because they were talking about it, and she goes, "What is that?" So it's a hard count. She wants to know what a hard count is. And so here's what a hard count is. A hard count is an attempt by the offense to draw the defense into the neutral zone. So, we talk about defense. Those kids have got to be sight-driven and not sound-driven. But you get into a cadence sometimes, especially when teams are rhythmic. Most teams have a standard cadence that they're going to go through. Can be ready, set, go. Ready, set, go. And so a hard count is going to be ready, set, go. Set, go, go. And try to get them to jump in neutral zone. Now, if they move, then you want to train your center to snap the ball while they're in the neutral zone. Get that free 5 yards, and it's a free play. So now you're going to send your receivers down the field, and you're going to try to hit those guys and pick up a big play. So because you're guaranteed.
That's a good question, yeah.
It's a great question. So that's what a hard count is.
I love it. Thank you, Mama Wilder, for the question. We appreciate it. Coach, the district this year is pretty much set up exactly the same as last year.
Yes, sir.
Not pretty much, it is.
Yeah, same
teams.
exact districts. We just flip home and away.
So we got San Antonio Memorial this Friday night, as we just talked about. Coming up on the 13th, Somerset, that's on the road. On the 20th, John F. Kennedy. On the 27th, Uvalde on the 20th, and then JFK on the 27th, and then Bernie. Bernie at home.
Yes,
so,
sir.
How are some of these other teams looking? How did some of these other teams fare in their pre-district schedule?
Just kind of going through it,
just kind of off the top of your head.
Somerset's been really strong throughout the season. They started out ranked really high. Rankings don't necessarily mean anything, but they're a good football team and have been doing very well. Uvalde, I think, is sitting at 4-1 or 3-2 right now. Kennedy's won a ball game, and then Bernie, I think they lost one game, and they're sitting 4-1 as well. And they're ranked number 1 in the state right now. So, you're going to see a lot of good football throughout the rest of the district, and hopefully, like we were talking about, that tough non-district schedule is going to help prepare us.
That you bet.
And we can lift our level of play up when we get in district.
I love it. Well, folks, the district home opener is this Friday against
Homecoming.
And it's homecoming to boot.
Yes, sir.
All right. How about the sub-varsities real quick? We're about to wrap up here, but let's talk a little bit about the sub-varsity. How are things going?
Hey, it's the same type of deal. We've had to kids have been competing their tails off. They've done a great job, and we've had to move some kids up from different positions just because we've moved kids up from JV on to varsity, and then we've had some holes that we had to fill. We've moved some freshmen up onto the JV squad because we needed to fill some hole. Our freshmen, they started off, we've had more kids this year than we've had in a long time, so we've been able to play multiple weeks where we've had 2 games going with the white team playing, which just means to me, a lot more kids are getting a lot more experience and getting the opportunity to play when you're playing 2 teams. And so right now we're having to combine because we had a tough time finding games. But those kids have been competing their tails off. They've been in every single game and doing a great job. JV, same deal. I've really seen some kids on our JV team kind of start to show up, and
nice.
It's like they're figuring it out, so they're playing faster, playing more confident, playing more physical, and you're starting to see 1 year of growth and a whole year in the weight room underneath them, and so lots of improvement.
How was practice in the brutal August heat? Now y'all practiced early in the morning,
We
and what's your practice schedule now as opposed to then? So in August, I assume you started early before that sun started beating down on you.
We practice in the morning throughout the whole season with varsity and JV. We start at 6 o'clock in the morning on Monday and Tuesday, and then we bump it and we go to 6:50 on Wednesday. They'll come after school and they work on special teams, and we do our film sessions after school. Freshmen have a small part of their practice in the morning, and then they practice after school. So you got a lot of moving parts going on. And the heat, it was hot, but it wasn't unbearable. Our trainers do a tremendous job. We have 2 trainers, Coach Hanley and Coach Schottenmantel, and they have a whole crew of kids. And I give kudos to those kids because they show up at the same time as our football players do, and they've got water, they've got ice buckets, they had ice.
I was going to say it's changed the safety part of the water. I mean, we used to take like salt tablets.
No, it's. I mean, it's all the.
Here, take a bunch of salt and drink a little bit of water.
Yeah,
but nowadays it's
hydrated.
Yeah.
Keep them hydrated. Open access to water. Lots of kids moving around with water bottles, and because the state started or UIL started making a lot of suggestions about not practicing and stuff like that, but the odd thing about it was our scrimmages were at 5 o'clock and 6:30. So I mean, it's the heat of the day when you're scrimmaging. So that kind of got us prepared, and I think our kids have done a tremendous job of just handling the heat and being mature. And then on the other 22 hours that we're not with them, taking care of their bodies so that they can handle that heat.
Little unusual to have homecoming during the district part of the season. How are you going to keep the team focused on football and not worrying about all the homecoming festivities?
Well, at halftime it could be a little difficult. Half our team's on the homecoming court, I think, something like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 of them. But the thing I'm always talking to them about is ownership. I mean, this is your team. You have to own it, and each individual has to own his personal responsibilities to his team and what he needs to do. And if you're going to be a good football team, you have to be a player-led team. It's great to have a coach telling you what to do all the time, but if you're ever going to get to where you'd like to be, you've got to become a player-led team. So them maintaining focus. We had a great practice today.
Awesome.
Monday after an off week, you're always kind of like, how's it going to be? And I was real proud of them. They came out, they practiced with intensity. They popped around. They were physical. So, I mean, they're starting to take that ownership individually and collectively, and that's what decides the team. Is what they decide they want to make it is what it's going to be.
So when the season first started to now, you're seeing a lot of improvements, a lot of players stepping up. Do you like what you're seeing going into
definitely
district?
do. I like what we're doing as far as the team goes. I like the maturity that they're showing. I like the fact that mistakes that we were making are getting corrected, and I've seen some kids, just start to grow up. I mean, they're literally starting to grow up and be more mature and kind of move from being that I do what coach tells me guy to I know what I'm supposed to do, so I do it. And I'm going to help. I saw it today. A guy, I like them when they're coaching each other. They're coaching the other guy that up on his position and trying to help him do a good job, and they're doing it, for all the right reasons. So,
I love it. Well, as we wind down here, anything you want to add as we go into the starting of district this Friday night, home game against San Antonio Memorial? Anything you want to add in wrapping up?
Just wrapping up is like you said. Everything that you talk about up to this point, it's gone. It's all in history, and
got to flush all that.
That's exactly right. You have to flush it. It's done. Anything that we did well, anything we didn't do well, right? So that's all in the absolute past. And the only most important play is the next play. you know, you play this play and then it's over. And then the next play is the most important play of the game. And the next practice is the most important practice of the season.
Just take it one snap at a time.
Yeah, and you got to be in that moment. And that's what I really want these guys to understand is that you have to be in that moment, and you hope your seniors really start to grasp the idea that, hey, these moments, they start to become less and less and less. So I want to make the most of every single opportunity they have. When we talk about these kids that got injured, it can end that fast. So being in that moment and really, really, really embracing it and enjoying the guys that you're playing with and putting in and getting out every single thing that you can, I think that's a lesson that
You know
counts
what?
for life.
Go in there and have a little fun.
Yeah.
Have some fun.
It's
I mean,
amazing.
it's high school football, and you know,
I was
get in there
two
and-
freshman linebackers the other day. You know, I like going out to that freshman practice sometimes and we got them fixed, and they're just doing run-throughs, and they're making plays, and I'm like, hey, isn't that fun?
Isn't it right?
Isn't it fun? You know, when you figure it out and you do it right and you, like, smoke that guy on the other side, that's fun. So, I mean, it is. It's fun. Being successful is fun. And joining with everybody around you is fun. And that's what you want.
Well, best of luck on Friday night
Thank
against San Antonio Memorial. Get out there and kick some butt.
Yes, sir.
Get it done.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling good about
Absolutely.
Friday night. I got a really good
Absolutely.
feeling. So
Whole
in
new
front of the
chapter.
home crowd. Now make sure you get your butts in the bleachers, folks, okay? But if you can't make it, we've got it on Billies.Live and TexasRadio.net. Of course, Billies.Live, audio, video. Paige Finley and the Billies.Live staff just do such a fabulous job at bringing these games to your living rooms, and it's just downright
They
awesome.
really do. The quality of these games, I was scanning through watching some other people's. I got to brag about ours. It's really good. I mean, it's really good.
It's like watching the.
Like my parents watch it because, like I said, they're out of town and they get mad if we're not able to film and we have to go to somebody else's venue and use theirs. They're like, it's just not as good.
Well, Paige and the crew do a great job. We want to thank our sponsors for Wilder
Absolutely.
at West End. We got West End Pizza, Vogel Tractor, American Muffler and Brake, Toch Well Service, and Friendship Insurance. Make sure you go out, tell these folks thank you, and if you need their services, by all means, tell them you heard about them on Billies.Live and TexasRadio.net. God bless you, Coach. Good luck on Friday night. Go get them.
Yes, sir.
Take care of a little bit of business, and we really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down and talk a little football with us.
It's been a while.
You know, so good stuff. It's pizza time for us, isn't
That's
it?
right.
All right, I guess am I still doing this? God bless y'all, folks. Good night.